be able to, if they're not able to close on multiple offers without any contingencies that the bank's going to give them. Like you said, you made 10 offers in the last week. I might not close on 10 offers. So is there a contingency for the eventual payment?
What's the question?
He's saying, he's saying, what happens if you want to fix and flip a property or whatever your exit strategy is, and you put offers on 5 different properties, and like if you get accepted on all of them?
Right.
Yeah, well, you do have a loophole clause, and that is your inspection period. It's hardwired into the real estate contract that you have 17 days to inspect the property and get out and still keep your earnest money deposit. Sometimes the bank will counter that and you'll only have 10 days, but that's your loophole. So you get out of 4 of them and keep 1 of them.
So is that 17 days, is that not something that some investors can choose not to?
Sure. The seller can counter. They counter us all the time. They'll counter us. 17 days is your parachute period. And it's hardwired in the contract. And another guruism out there that you don't want to do is write and/or assigns. Don't even think. It's like waving a giant red flag that I'm not a real buyer. It's hardwired in a California contract. You've got 17 days.
Or no, it's like don't write in there subject to inspection.
Yeah.
That kind of means you're going into the deal with the thought that you might have to jump out.
You're covered. Now, they might counter you and say, so what we're saying by inspection period is you can back out in 17 days and say, we didn't like it. You get your deposit, you're good. Now, sometimes they will counter you and say, 10-day inspection. Now, as a wholesaler, it puts the pressure on. Because if you put in $1,000 of your own deposit money, you got a boogie. Because in 10 days, you're going to lose your deposit. So 17 is better. And they don't often do that. We've been countered 0 inspection days. Don't ever take that.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, but doesn't that kind of weaken your position in terms of making offers with other investors that are willing to do that? That are willing to take 0 or 10 days or 5 days?
Sure, but there's not many people offering 0. It's not.
No, that's really not.
It's
no.
Yeah, just don't mention it. You know.
One thing that I've heard, I don't know if it works in the state of California or maybe other states, is that to make your offer stronger, what they'll put in there is 0 inspection period, all cash offer to make it the cleanest deal that the bank has ever seen. But their standard contracts come back, they'll give you that 10-day.
You're taking a gamble.
You're taking a gamble.
You're taking a gamble.
In a real estate contract, if you make an offer and they accept it, boom.
Right.
Well, he's saying that the bank addendum that they come back with might just be already hardwired.
It's standard, hardwired into the contract.
Just don't make your deposit yet.
Right, right.
If you've never made your deposit yet, then everyone can say whatever they want. You know, they're never going to come after you for it. You know, that's the other thing too is banks are disorganized. Sometimes they'll take 2 weeks to ask for your deposit.
So
they're getting more organized.
Yeah,
so we save no money out of pocket. You might get a partner. The usual deposit that they ask for is $1,000, and you usually need to have it in 3 days. So, you know, that's a very small amount of money to have to come up with for, you know, $12, $15, $18,000 returns. Plan B. Well, Plan B. This is also something we figured out that works by accident. Add your buyer on with you, and then quick claim them off. A lot of things. Another one we learned by accident. Find your buyer. I would go with A first, like just get it in their name. The bank says no. What we found out is oftentimes I'm going to add my partner. He just would be a little better if he was on title. He or she is on, you know, joint with a tenants in common. And a lot of times they'll say sure. And now your buyer doesn't feel so nervous about it because you can't really do anything without them. They're on title. So they'll close it and then you just quick claim yourself off. So that's why that's joined at the hip with them.
That sounds like you'd be more guaranteed to get your deposit or whatever you put in, back because you're on the deal.
That's right. So I really like that technique. We've done it a couple of times. I don't know why we haven't done it more. It's just creatures of habit. But yeah, everything we've learned is usually comes from a broker trying to save the deal. Well, why don't you just add them on? Okay. And then we try it, and it works. So, see, is there any more questions?
Yeah, one more question. Speaking of partners, are you guys partnering with any of us? We find deals and bring them to you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you get into that and talk
Yeah.
about it, or?
On our site, farbelomarket.com, it says sell your deal. We've got a lot of buyers. We've had students and others bring us the deal. We'll throw it out there to our buyers list. We usually sell it very quickly. We usually split the markup.
And then we'll do all this hard part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So really the deal is that if you find, it's about finding a good deal and locking it up under contract, because you don't have anything if you don't have a deal, even if you know how to get out of it. So find a deal, lock it up, and then bring it to us. If it meets our criteria, then we'll help you sell it.
Okay, well, let's say I've got Ken here as my broker or agent, and he's making the offer to the listing broker for the property, and then we want to come to you to, partner so that we can have an investor buy it. How would you do all that?
Well, you're going to add your wholesale fee to it. So let's say it's still a good deal. Let's say you got it under contract for $200, but it's still a smoking hot deal for $220 for some investor that just wants cash flow. $20,000 is your assignment fee. You bring it to us, we find the buyer, we split the 20. You get 10 and we get 10. Plus you get all your own commissions.
Good. On our site, it'll say sell your deal here or something like that. Just put your information. It's got to be a good enough deal.
On making the offer, does vesting to be determined at closing work?
What's the question?
We write that sometimes. That to be determined, vesting.
Vesting.
I don't write that
do
anymore.
that. I used to do that, but then other people started doing it, and then the banks they started to catch on.
We actually taught that.
Yeah. Yeah, so we don't do that.
What we realized is that we're really kind of doing the same thing as subject to inspection. You're kind of putting a flag for no reason. It really doesn't help. We did that for years. We probably just stopped doing it less than a year ago.
So trust and add a buyer.
Yeah.
Really
So
two main ones.
you're gonna, when you see a great deal, you're gonna write it. If your name is Henry Wholesaler, trustee, then you can name the trust whatever you want. It's like naming your company. It's incidental.
Usually, if you use a last name, somebody's last name, then it looks kind of more realistic, like the Johnson Trust.
Right.
Looks like it's been around forever. This established family trust is going to buy some investment property.
So this is, I go into more detail up here on exactly the theory of a land trust. I just basically go with A and B for now, because I'm afraid I'll start making your head spin. It's really not that complicated. I'll do the steps, is what I'll do. Basically, kind of theoryless. Well, I think we kind of went over. Yeah, it's more like, if you get the deal, we'll help you. We'll help you out. So I'm going to keep it because I wanted to get the buyer. Question I get, how much should you mark it up? That's kind of a trick question I put up. Right? Any more questions on doing the handoff to another buyer? Good, okay. How much do we mark it up? And do you think the investor should get the lion's share of the profit?
Yeah.
It's kind of a trick question. I don't really agree with that, because what if you inherit a house free? It's worth $100,000. You're going to give it to them for $20 so that they can get the share of the profit? No. The real answer is it's the market. Yes, really, always you're going to give them the lion's share. But my point is that we got a duplex worth $100,000. Cindy got it for
No, not worth
the 33rd, the half one.
Oh, yeah.
She got it for like 35. We marked it up 20, and they were happy to buy it. So the answer is whatever the market will bear. If there's two types of buyers. There's flippers and landlords. Landlords are by far better buyers. They don't nitpick, like they worry about every penny. If you're a flipper, you got to worry about every penny. Landlords they tend to have more money. They tend to make your life easier.
They're more relaxed.
They're more relaxed. Yeah. So when you do your marketing and you do a Craigslist and I've got deals or whatever you do, try to target landlord buyers, income producing stuff.
Once you've gotten an approval, let's say it's out of town, Ken's in another area up there, and I physically can't get there. How important it is for us to get pictures, videos, whatever else up someplace so that your investors can see what's going on.
Immediately.
Very
Once you get even, well, what did we work on for our